So here is the notebook, my journal to pay. I actually I ripped the pages. It was an A5 size, but to me that is a little bit squarish, and I'm quite fond of the 13 centimeters. So what is in Moleskine large and Victoria's journals has the same size as well. I'm grown accustomed to. I really like the cream colored paper, and I did end up putting this on a pressure underneath some heavy books last night, but I left the spine out, so I pressured it from below the spine. I just didn't want the paper to buckle here because there was a PVA glue and it is water based, so I didn't want there to be any. It's a visual thing, but visual things are important to me. So now there's nothing to it but to write, and the pleasure in this kind of a binding is without a cover is it opens up completely. No matter where you open it from, it just opens up like so. So what happens when you're in the very beginning and it's obviously very difficult to write onto these very first pages? Well, what you can do, and I'll show you in the spine, is flip this open. Now you have a even writing surface, even in the very beginning of a book. And the same goes when you go to the other side of a book. All you need to do is then to say you go to the very end pages, the far end pages. It's going to be kind of a tricky to write. This is my favorite feature of the uncovered books. You can just flop it over. And again, you have an even writing surface. Even if you're a scrapbooker and you just lay your own stickers and rub-ons, whatnot, things that bulken, make the notebook bulky. Even so, when you use the notebook, any kind of a, journal notebook, what have you, you can have a very significant bulk, and it will be very difficult to write to the very, to the other end, to the end-ish pages, because, this part already has thickened up considerably. And I don't use stickers or, whatnot, but I already have my flowers that I picked up yesterday from my morning swim and walk. Didn't go today because I woke up a little bit. I needed to sleep in, so I slept until 7-ish anyways. But I already have the flowers, and I'm going to put them in between these pages, and they are left there then. So I already have stuff coming in, and these typically the flowers I put on the commonplace books, because that's where the quotes and poetry and notes of what have you come. And the front part, so how I do this is I start to use the notebook as a commonplace book. Oh, there's a little bit blue. I love ripping, if there's a tiny dots of glue like you see here, the remnants, you actually have to open the pages. I don't know why, but I find that incredibly satisfying. So I start to use the commonplace book, starting from the back and starting from the front. I will just journal. I'll probably leave a signature or two just for, random notes. I already have my planner, and this is what I use for my planner. It's a leather bound ring planner from iAsto. I use this, but when I go for a swim or a nature walk, I don't carry that with me. I don't plan anything when I'm in the woods, so I'm just with this book then. So this is where I probably use a signature or two worth of just for random notes, and then comes the journaling. And when the journaling meets, that's my pendulum chart. I already drew that in. when my journaling meets with the commonplace book, I usually I have shelves full of commonplace books, different commonplace books, but I always have pages for them. When I'm done and the two of them meet, usually the commonplace book doesn't take that much space because I haven't had that much time and I basically journal every day. Anyways, when they do meet, I take the book that already is without a cover and say I've commonplaced until here, starting from the back. Then I just flip over to where the signature begins, which is here, and I take a craft knife and just slice this open. It's very easy. You can see where it goes. I basically break the book in the end, and this will be my commonplace book, and it will go into the collection of all the other commonplace books that I have. And because of the way the book is being stitched and glued, the spine, it doesn't suffer. The pages won't rip open. It just stays the same. I don't have any qualms about cutting the other end off from here. And if you do have, sometimes when I've designed a kind of a very fancy end and top pages, and I do say I do watercoloring and any kind of a art, or with any kinds of paint, acrylics, oils, anything, that is when I kind of just glue them separately. So I glue them as if they were end papers. So I put just a little bit of glue to the very end here. So when I'm done, if I want to keep the art in this kind of a main part of the book, then I just rip it out and re-glue it. But I can't be bothered with that. These are my books, and I just deal with them as I have. But I have done that earlier, but I can't be bothered anymore, honestly. Anyways, this is the before use look of this book. And yeah, because there are no covers, so the paper is likely to bend and etc. I don't keep it those. It's okay. That's the nature of paper. It shows wear and tear, and that's actually to me, the beauty of it. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I'm holding the phone in my hand, so wishing everybody a lovely day. Take care.